to yesterday. I'm sharing my screen. So yesterday we discussed about what is ERP, what is SAP, and why SAP used as a ERP out of others. Why SAP is chosen out of others. So out of these, if any doubts, you can ask me, or else we'll go ahead with the next topics today. If you're not comfortable with English, you can ask me in Telugu also. I'll try to answer you. Then it will be clear for you whatever happened yesterday. Okay, I'm considering no doubts are there for yesterday and going ahead. So let's see SAP modules overview. What are the different modules we have in SAP, and what are the advantages or uses of a specific module? So if you see, SAP modules are classified into uh, three different categories. First is functional, second one is technical, third one is technical plus functional together, techno functional modules. So if you see functional modules, already we discussed the few of these yesterday. Focus on business process means, again, if we consider any of the business, maybe same retail store. In that retail store, we have different business operations like finance, controlling. So these are main actually to process the business. So functional module people mainly focus on business processes and operations within the organization. Finance guy will check about financial transactions, reports related support they will give, and controlling handles internal cost management, etc. And sales, managing sales, shipping, billing, etc. Material management manages procurement, inventory, etc. So like this, every module have their own importance in the SAP. So coming to technical, there are three technical modules. One is SAP ABAP. ABAP means advanced business application programming. So actually in SAP, as I said, SAP vendor will provide a business ready solution, but it's a generic solution they will give. But we have to customize it according to our organization. So technical modules will help on that perspective. Focus on the technical aspects such as programming, database management, and system configurations. So who will take care about programming? These above people will take care. Maybe uh, if suppose a finance guy wants a report, the report is already there. A specific report is there. Report is already there, but SAP will provide a generic report. But I want my organization, my retail store logo there, my retail store related information, address, etc. So these all will be modified by this above people. And also, while running the business, there might be some issues will come in the program level. Those will be debugged by ABAP team. Those will be solved by ABAP team. And the same time, as said, database management, system configuration. So these will be done by basis and HANA administrations. So as a basis guy, what we will do, handles SAP server administration, database management, and SAP system configurations. What are the administration means? So I'll give you simple example. Simply administration means, I have my laptop. Maybe you guys heard about Windows admin. If you join any organization, if you are a working person, or if you know little about Windows admin, so what the Windows admin do, when you have, like, your laptop is there, they will first initially install operating system into your laptop, and they will configure it according to our organization policy. And also, this is initially. Also, in regular interval, your laptop should be updated, and maybe a new software update came, or a new software is introduced by your organization. They will install new software also. Or you have some operating system issue. If you observe, 4 to 5 months back approximately, some cloud strike issue happened in IT sector. Who is using some of the services of this cloud strike, that issue happened, and all laptops of most of the MNCs were went into green screen. So such kind of issues was resolved. Again, this is a Windows laptop issue. So these kind of unknown issues resolved by Windows admin. At the same time, these all are for a laptop, I'm telling. So I have a Windows laptop, that's why Windows admin will do all these things. At the same time, in the same way, basis admin will do. So we are talking about SAP product. So this product administrator, basis administrator is simply. So as I said, Windows admin will install Windows. At the same way, basis admin will install SAP software, which means you have to install, or you need to install means it depend upon the project. If it's a new implementation, you hide for a new implementation, there is no SAP in the particular project or particular customer. A new customer, a new person came into India. He want to start a retail supermarket, or he want to start a manufacturing industry. So new implementation has to start from scratch. So at that time, basis admin has to install SAP products also. So these also will be discussed in future classes, how to install SAP and all the things. Or else you have already some systems, and as a business requirement you want to install one new system. So you have to do SAP installation here also. At the same time, in regular intervals, laptop should be updated. At the same time, SAP also should be updated. It will be done by a basis guy. In SAP, in laptop also, there are many softwares, right? Like Chrome is a software, MS Office is a software. Maybe in organization, they will purchase every software. So maybe they purchased MS Office of old version 2007 or something. Now they are upgrading to 2021. So same way in SAP also we have many products. Okay, out of those products I want to update one product. So this will be done by us, or else I wants to update entire SAP server. This will be done by basis guy. Again, some DB related, as I said here, handles administration, system administration, which means the same one I am telling, database management, and some configurations also will be done by basis guy. Also, I want to after updating of SAP, maybe in SAP is installing on some operating system. It might be on Windows, it might be on Linux. Again, if I install SAP on Windows, they have to update Windows means. Did you try any time updating your Windows, your laptop Windows? If you update, it will ask to restart. Same way here also it will ask to restart. So when a Windows or Linux server wants to restart, On top of that, our SAP is running, so we have to stop SAP before updating that Windows or Linux server. After update is completed, again we have to run our SAP services, right? Again, start SAP. So such kind of activities are there. So like this, we have a lot of activities which a basis guy is performing. Maybe today end of the day we will share the course content to you guys. So in that you can see what are the tasks as a basis admin you will be doing. Simply if I tell, there will be a client concept in our SAP, client administration, some kind of user administration, not entire, some part of user administration, and basic server administration. These all things will be done by a basis guy. Again, so HANA is a database basically. It is a SAP's own database. Earlier there is no HANA. Few years back, SAP is mostly on Oracle databases. Mostly on, not all. Maybe 70 to 80% occupied by our SAP product. Database is Oracle. So Oracle is separate vendor. SAP is relying on other vendors' database. So instead of that, SAP designed its own database called HANA. So nowadays, HANA administration also done by a basis guy. That's why we are discussing like SAP basis and HANA administration. So SAP is our our application which processes the data user request. If I want to purchase some product from a online shopping or somewhere, when it is using ERP in the backside, if I want to purchase some product from their uh, website, so if this is the website, if I am looking for some product, the product is definitely in this ERP. So it might be their application, it might be their database. So let's put it names here. SAP is application and HANA is the database. It might be HANA, it might be Oracle, anything. I'm just telling these two, HANA, how it will work. So when I want to purchase something, my request will go to SAP first. So I'm looking for some product. So SAP will connect to HANA. Obviously in HANA only my data will be there. Not only HANA, obviously in database my data will be there. In this, my data is somewhere like this in a table format. So I want to purchase iPhone 16. So that is here. Uh, in this uh, in this database, it is stored as some two value, like two products are there for my area. So if I want to purchase, when I do the payment, what will happen from here? From 2 to 1 it will done, and SAP will do all this processing. So this is the application which will do the processing. Database only stores the database in a structured manner. Also it has some other advantages we'll discuss in later sessions. So simply SAP will do the processing. It will connect to the user, it will fetch for the data, how many records are there or how many entries are there. When we do purchase, immediately what will happen, you will get the order details. At the same time, finance will get the information about the sale happened. At the same time, inventory will get the update about product is reduced from their inventory. So these all logic will be done in SAP level. So this is our main component. This is called application layer. We'll discuss in next few minutes. So basically, this is the story and the difference between Basis and HANA. So SAP security is there. It manages systems, roles, authorizations, etc., which means it gives you a specific authorizations only according to your designation. Maybe even if you are from a basis, or if you are from a finance, if you are from any other module, MM or something, so there will be 2 to 3 level architecture in the team. First is junior level person, freshers. Maybe next one, these freshers also called as L1 resource or B1 resource, something like that, in depending upon the organization. Next L2 resource will be there. He is an intermediate person. He knows major tasks, but still a critical task he can't do. There will be L3 resource. He'll do critical tasks also. So what security will do according to your designation or according to your role. If suppose this is a L3 guy, this is a L2 guy, this is a L1 guy, fresher, intermediate person, and a senior resource. So senior resource will do major tasks, and in the same team, minor tasks or medium tasks, medium level. The junior will do minor tasks. So like this, the restriction will be there for every level person to don't perform other person tasks. Or maybe simply I'll give another example for this. If suppose consider uh, there are three supermarkets in the city Hyderabad. This is one, this is supermarket one, this is supermarket two, this is supermarket three. Every supermarket has 10 people as employees. Here 10, and here 10 people, and here 10 people. So one guy will say from supermarket A, from here the guy will tell, due to traffic issue, I was late to this supermarket. I'll go to this one today. He says, anyways, everywhere same work, right? I'll do here. But when he come here and try to log in at billing section, or when he is trying to log in another department, his ID should not work. He is mapped to this supermarket. He has to work here only. If he is able to work here, he is able to work here also. Maybe sometimes it will lead to misuse also. This guy will go there to supermarket 2 and 3. He'll do some mess up there and he'll come back. And when some situation happens, something mess up happened, if they want to do audit, so this supermarket people has to answer why this guy came here. Instead of that, if we give a restrictions to their designations, these kind of things will not happen, because ERP is deal with huge organizations. So you should have a limited access to your tasks without having other tasks access. So these kind of security will be provided by SAP security team. They will create our SAP user ID. They will maintain some restriction to every user. So these will be dealt in a roles and authorizations concept. We deal with this also, like as a basis guy earlier we have knowledge and security also. So basic user ID creation, types of users, and how a role is created, what is authorization means, you'll understand this. We will have 2 to 3 sessions on these also, because some of the situations you have to create some users to security guy also. In some specific situations only we will create and provide user to security guy. That's why we will have knowledge on roles and authorization user creation also. So in short, basis HANA will be deal by us, and security knowledge also we should have. This ABAP is it's a programming, and we don't touch ABAP. At the same time, techno-functional combines both functional and technical expertise to bridge gap between process and customization. Example, warehouse, SAP BW is there, business warehouse. As I said, we'll have some warehouses, Flipkart or Amazon somewhere. So these warehouses are managed by SAP BW product. So all data, where the particular data is there, how we are planning to store the data, particular products and sell those, all those things will be dealt by SAP BW. And SAP BI, business intelligence, it provides a decision and a supporting kind of things, like BI in the sense they'll get large data into Excel sheets to analyze futuristic plans. They will analyze last year sales, how a particular Great Indian Festival sale happened, how can we proceed for future, like that, to decide those things in real time business scenarios. They'll use BI, business intelligence. And PIPO is one of the techno-functional module. It integrates SAP with external systems. So what is integration? All those things we'll see in future sessions. So this is one module, SAP PIPO. And Fiori. Fiori also, it's a latest technology. Fiori, it provides modern user friendly interfaces for SAP applications. So SCM, supply chain management, manages entire supply chain from planning to execution. And SRM, so these are examples of techno functional modules. So like this we have around 200 plus modules which comes under some technical, functional, not technical, techno functional and functional. According to the business, these will be included in the companies basically. So a few of the basis administration tasks, if you see. So system installation and configuration, as I said, we have to install SAP server and we have to configure it, setting up servers and databases. Performance monitoring. So I have installed the SAP server. It's done. So once the installation is done, what we have to do? If we leave like that, there might be some kind of situations where the load will be more on the server and server will go crash. If you observe, if you go some banking, etc., the bank will tell you server is down, if you please come after some time. If you observe again, these kind of situations will happen in the month end, quarter end, yearly end kind of situation. So what happens, in month starting to ending, in between the days, only few people log in into the server to perform their day to day business works. When it comes to the month end, they have a lot of activities, like few people has to close their month end charts or month end account closing, some kind of activities will be done. So some people work on that, and again some people will support the customers. So at that time the performance will reduce, some person will do some mess up there. So system resources will go down. At that time we have to, as a basis admin, if a particular ERP basis is SAP is using in that particular bank, we have to check what is happening inside. So why the slowness is there, those kind of performance monitoring will be done by basis. And so till now we discussed about server means, again I'm giving you, server means, let us say this is a server. What a server contains, simple word, server means like our laptop or our computer only, but it's a huge, it will be operating 24/7. It contains some CPU, it contains some memory, it will contain some disk, not in a single box, it will be in different boxes. Later we will discuss, but to give you a clarity why this backup means, what is backup means and why backup is required. So let us say this is my server, it has CPU, memory, disk. CPU means, you know, right, our main process for the server. Memory is also main process, like if without CPU it won't run, without memory it won't run, without disk also it won't run. These are the main parameters for a server. So now let us say why this backup is required. Let us say my CPU got crashed. If my CPU got crashed, okay, system went down, system will go down. When I repair the CPU, again it will come up, no issues. There might be some downtime. Sometime my SAP software, SAP server is not available for the business. Okay, let us consider that is fine. If memory goes down, again my server won't come up and it will be some downtime. But when disk goes down, my disk, which is hard disk, is corrupted. I may replace CPU, I may replace memory, but if I replace the disk also, now the old data is gone. So what about my data? If normal data we have, that is fine. This is a business data, my entire organization data. On relaying a electronic device, I am putting all my organization data, some lakhs crores of business running data I am putting on a electronic device, on a disk. How to protect this data? So to protect this data, what we will do, I'll take backup of the data. Backup means, simply what you will do, if suppose you have a situation like you have some important photos of your family or some important files of your education or something. you feel that is important, and you may lose if something goes wrong with this particular laptop. What you will do, you'll take copy of this particular files to some other hard disk, or you'll put it somewhere in the Google Cloud, like Google Drive or somewhere. What is this meaning? I am taking backup of my data to some other pen drive. I'm taking backup of my data to some other some other online cloud, or some other place, which may call Google Drive or some other cloud place. So this is called backup. Simple words. In non IT terminology, this is called backup. In the same way, organizations also will plan in a way that, first I will give you a basic overview of SAP server, how it looks like. If you call this is a SAP server, it will have SAP, it will have a database. Okay, as I said earlier, this is SAP. This is, maybe consider Oracle or HANA DB. Oracle is also DB. Let us consider as DB. So what database will do? Whatever the data SAP is sending inside will be stored in the form of rows and columns. Same, HANA also will store in the same way. We won't have two databases. I'm giving example. It might be Oracle or HANA. Or let's remove this Oracle word. Let's make it only HANA, as we have HANA focused on HANA in future. So this is my database, okay, which contains the data. So as a backup means backup process, database will provide us some methods to back up our data, or we have some third party tools will help us to back up the uh, particular data which is presented in the SAP server. So then what will happen if something goes wrong in this disk level? I'll have the backup of this particular data. Whatever the data is here, I'll have a backup of this in somewhere. And this database is, in a way, database means it will be ready to, if something goes wrong, if we rebuild this particular server, this HANA database is capable of restoring this data back to our server. Which means, simply in simple words, as you are a fresher to SAP, you are fresher to a database. Simply I'm telling how database is capable is, it's capable of restoring the data from backup. In simple words, you already kept it in somewhere, right, in a pen drive or something like this. Here we will put it in a server again, or we will take it, if I use a third party tools help, we'll have some data protector, something like that, which will help us to take this backup into tapes. Tapes in the sense, if you remember in olden days we have some cassettes like that, we will have. I'll show you some images of those backup tapes. HP backup tapes. If you see these, so these are the tapes which will help uh, us to protect our data. See this size, how much backup it can take. If you see here, if you are able to see here, 1.6 TB of backup can be taken into this particular backup tape. These are using currently. I'm not talking about olden days. I'm giving an example. If you remember the olden days, we have some cassettes, right? Those kind of things these are. So these will contain like this, some kind of data like 6.25 TB it can store. So like this, we have some HP is there, IBM is also supports. Like there are many organizations. I am telling you two things which I observed in my career. IBM also contains some tapes. So these are IBM tapes. If you see, so like this kind of tapes, okay, we will store these backups. And if something goes wrong with our database, or if something goes wrong with our disk level issues, we will restore the data. So this is the meaning of backup and recovery. Schedule regular backup. So I can't rely on this. I'll schedule regularly every day or every week or every month, depending upon our importance of the data. Mostly for every production server, every day backup will be there. Whatever the changes are happening in the server, every day will be recorded. And based on this backup concept, if you won't lose any data, every data will be captured in different manners, in the form of full backup, in form of incremental, in form of log backup, etc. Every day, every second, your data will be secured using this backup and recovery concept. Into HANA administration, we will discuss it more. And transport management is most important in SAP. We will discuss this later. It's a huge topic. We can't discuss it now. Next, system monitoring. So I said system installation configuration is done, and every day to check whether my system is performing or not, performing good or not. We'll monitor system logs, we will monitor system processes, and we will check system health. So most of the companies will agree with this thing. Every day, once my system has to be monitored, or every day 2 times, every day 3 times. Like this, the customer and the supporting partner will come to an agreement. According to that, as a basis guy, you have to do this system monitoring every day, once or twice or thrice. Maybe if your project is 24/7 project, if customer says I want to do 3 times a day, morning shift freshers will do monitoring, second shift, third shift. It might be a fresher, it might be a senior, according to the situation. Suppose this is a Christmas now. If I consider yesterday, there is no much resources in my project. I'm a senior, but unfortunately all freshers has taken a study leave. Some people are on planned leave, some people are in uh, emergency leave. So even as a senior also, I have to perform this monitoring, because customer will give you a timeline. In that timeline, we have to perform the monitoring, and we have to send a email to customer saying that we have observed these many violations in your server, we have to kill these processes, or your system is good in health, there is no need to do any action. Like that, we have to send an email, or else customer will escalate it to again our partners. So at the same time, I have installed, I have configured, I am monitoring every day, my business is running fine. It won't stop there. It will have some issues, it will have some bugs. To fix that, we have to update every frequent time. Like there will be some strategies to update everything. So according to that, we have to patch the servers, we have to update the servers. These all tasks come to basis guy. Any doubts still here in this is the major discussion on basis. So if you have any doubt, you can highlight. So I'm considering this silence as no, and I'm going ahead. So
Apart from this, is there any other topics?
yeah, there are
Like,
many. We are discussing SAP basis around 1.5 to 2 months. There are many. I'm giving few of the tasks. See, as I said, all the tasks here, you can't understand this, right? But till now, we are discussing only theoretical part. So you have to understand what SAP looks like. So I'm giving example of few tasks. There are lot many. As I said, today we are sending you the course content, which will have many topics around. Uh, I can say I can't say exactly, but around 20 topics will be there in different manners, like installation related, configuration related. There will be some client concept, client administration, this backup concept, transports, monitoring, patch updates, server updates, these kind, so many things will be there. In general, these are the few topics which a basis guy will do.
Okay.
Yeah. Going forward, so SAP basis, uh, sorry, this is not basis task. Actually, SAP will have some R3 architecture, but it is evolved as R1, R2 and R3. Let's see what is R1, what is R2, what is R3. So R1 architecture is started on 1972. R stands for real time processing, and 1 represents single tier architecture. So in this architecture, what happened? All processing, data storage, application logic, and presentation occurs in a single system. So what is this means? I'll explain you in a simple words again. So according to the terminology, in this architecture, all processing, data storage will happen in database. So let us consider this is database. Okay. And application logic means SAP server. SAP is a application. Since starting we are telling SAP is application, HANA is DB, right? SAP application logic. Okay. Next, what is the third one? And presentation means what exactly we can see with our eyes. Presentation layer we call it as. Maybe you can say, so this is presentation part. So features, what are the features of R1? Basic accounting and payroll management, limited scalability and flexibility, mainly suitable for small businesses. So maybe now if you want to understand this, I'll give you a simple generic example, what we are able to see in the our life. If I consider, see, I am giving examples for you to understand this in a better way. It's not exact the same, what I am telling is not exact in real time. So if you understand the logic, you'll understand, okay, this kind of situation, this kind of product will have these advantages, these disadvantages, like that you'll understand, right? That's what I'm telling. So presentation, what we can see, SAP application logic, what happens inside to process the data, whatever the, in presentation layer, I am giving some inputs. Those inputs will be processed here, and it will store in database simply. So for this, I'll take example of a small vending machine. Example, in small restaurants or small hotels, you see the token system. So presentation in the sense, here itself he will type something. You order some of the product, like you order some idli sambar. He'll, in presentation layer, he'll type that, and he can see that also the price, etc. Also, what happens if he enter that sambar idli or something, this will be happened here logic. When he put some button of that sambar idli inside this, what happens, that particular price will be selected and it will be shown here. And when he print the token, so the sale is completed, the token came out means the sale is completed, so it will store in the database. You got it? So from this database I can come to a confirm that one plate of sambar idli is sold out. So here I'll understand this. But as we said here, basic accounting and payroll management, it is used limited scalability and flexibility. So there is a limited scalability. If I want to extend it to, maybe one counter is not enough for my business is grown a lot, I want to put 3 counters minimum to supply billing to all people. So I can't run with this one, I have to put another one. If I put same kind of this kind of R1 architecture machine, if suppose I want to check how much my counter is there happened, I have to select, I have to check here, I have to check here, I have to check in another one. It will be a bit difficult. Also, as a evolving process, SAP R1 is moved into R2 architecture. Arc2 architecture came to 1979. R2 introduced a two-tier architecture. The system was split into a presentation layer, client side, application plus database layer, server side. What it means? Now, my this particular thing is divided into in this way. This has become a server. It will be in my central place of my restaurant or some my hotel. So this presentation layer is different. What I did, as I have some as I have some business grown and my counter one is not enough. I put counter number two. I put counter number three, something like this. Okay. So what happens if in this particular presentation layer, if he do something, it is connected to our SAP server or our application layer. And if he do some sales here to a customer, so the data will be stored into database. At the same time, for presentation layer also, second presentation also, here also it will connect to same application. This will also connect to same application. Whatever the transactions are happening, stored in a single database. Okay. So this is somehow better than the previous. Obviously, it is a successor of R1. Obviously, it will be in better way. So this also has some disadvantages or some situations where we need some more better one. So the earlier one, if I want to do some maintenance, I want to do some calculation, or my particular machine is not working, that will be downtime for my business. Here, maybe this presentation layer got some issue. At least if this is having some issue, at least the other places also will work to support this business. Earlier it was not possible. If some issue happened in presentation layer, some issue in application, some issue in database, there will be a differently like definitely there will be some issue. So this is somehow successor of this R1 architecture. So again, features supported mainframe systems and centralized data processing. See here, centralized data processing, which means it is a centralized only, right? I have three counters, but all data is coming to here only. All are connected to my application logic. So this particular presentation layer will get prices from here, and once a sale is happened, it will be stored in single database only. This is called centralized data processing, suitable for large scale organizations with international operations. Also provides better scalability. Scalable means we can expand this. If suppose my three counters are not enough, I can go for five counters also. Again, the same counter is connected to my application. Reporting and integration processes like logistic, manufacturing, and finance, these all will work. You forget about what happens in logistics, what happens in manufacturing, what happens in finance. As a basis, it's not that much required for you currently. You'll understand slowly when you get into the job. Worked well for batch processing and high volume transactions. It helped for batch processing and high volume transactions. Batch processing means we will understand it in future sessions. Everyday performing tasks we will schedule as a batch process in automation. So not automation exactly, SAP provides some features. That's a kind of automation only. So this R2 architecture also has some demerits. So as a successor of R2, SAP introduced R3 architecture also. So what happens here? R3 introduced a three-tier architecture which became foundation for modern ERP systems. So ERP evolved in a good way here in R3. It has three layers now. The same. What happened here in R3? Simply this particular layer, SAP application layer, also separated, and this database layer also separated. So how in R3 architecture, how SAP is installed means DB can be installed in one server, And SAP application can be installed in one server, and these both together will support to n number of presentation layers. From this layer to SAP, this layer to SAP they will connect. From here to SAP they will connect. This will do the processing of user request. This guy asked some three products. It will check whether it is there in database or not. Once it is there, it will send a sales order. Once it is done, again it will insert that three products are reduced from our inventory. So like this, these transactions will happen. This is basic R3 architecture. So basic introduction. We will discuss more on this in next session. So features: client server architecture is there for better performance and scalability. Multi-platform support: Windows, Unix, Linux. So this is a server. This is a server. In R3 architecture, we can install this is on Windows, Linux, or Unix platforms. This can be installed Linux, Windows, Unix platforms. So multi-platform support, real-time data processing is there. Allowed integration with other systems and web-based technologies. Oh, which means it might be a web-based also, or it might be a some client setup tools also. What is web-based? What is SAP client-based tools? These will be discussed in future sessions. You will understand it later. So highly flexible and modular for different business processes like finance, HR, sales, etc. Again, same modules will come. Basic. These are basic modules for every organization. So that's basic introduction about R1, R2, R3 architectures. If you have any queries, yeah, you can ask that. We'll discuss more tomorrow session. Not tomorrow, sorry. Tomorrow is there is no session for tomorrow. We'll discuss it on next session. Yeah, if you have any questions, you can ask me. I'll try to answer your